Ready for what's coming? Because we've got an edge rusher with 74 pressures who could flip our entire defense upside down, sitting right there at pick number 8. Just 6 picks and none in the second round. And to make things worse, we just put a veteran wide receiver on injured reserve after only 4 games, replacing him with another one who's 32. These 3 stories shape our entire future. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. News 1. Commanders Mock Draft 2026 David Bailey. The edge who could change everything. I can't believe we're finally talking about this. After years of watching this team without a legit elite pass rusher, after entire seasons relying on aging vets or projects that never panned out, let me break down why this dude could be the piece that transforms our entire defense. David Bailey stands 6'3" and weighs 250 pounds. Some folks might say that's undersized for the position, right? Texas Tech, 74. We're not talking about a high upside prospect. We're talking about the highest graded pass rusher in all of college football. According to Pro Football Focus, second highest defensive grade in the entire NCAA. And here's why that's huge. Bailey isn't just speed. He's not just power. He's got a full bag of tricks. I see a guy who studies his opponents, who plays with that killer instinct you need in a top-tier edge rusher. Let me paint the full picture. Right now, we don't have that answer. Bobby Wagner's a pro, a future Hall of Famer, but he's 34 and not here for the long haul. Frankie Louvu's been solid, but he's not a double-digit sack guy. We need someone who gives Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, and Daniel Jones nightmares. Someone who wrecks passing games. You think it's a coincidence that the best defenses in the league have dominant pass rushers? I'm not saying he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie, but he's got everything it takes to be a multi-time Pro Bowler. Speed, technique, length, and most importantly, production. Here's where I say, when you've got a shot at a franchise-changing player, you don't get cute. You take him, period. Adam Peters showed us last year he knows what he's doing. He brought in Jaden Daniels, and that move flipped the whole franchise. This year, he's got a chance to bring in the perfect defensive counterpart. He produced against top-tier QBs and O-lines. Picture this. It's September 2026, FedEx Field, season opener. Cowboys in town, dark under center. It's about building a decade-long window of competitiveness. When your QB's on a rookie deal and you've got cap space, that's when you load up on elite young talent. That's how you build a core that competes year after year. The Eagles did it with Fletcher Cox, the Rams with Aaron Donald, the Broncos with Von Miller. All those teams knew an elite pass rusher changes everything, makes your corners look better, makes your linebackers look better, gives your safeties more chances for turnovers. You think Dan Quinn isn't dreaming about coaching a guy like Bailey. This is the same dude who developed DeMarcus Ware in Dallas, who ran the Legion of Boom defense in Seattle. Give him the right tool and he'll work magic. Because I believe when you've got a shot to flip your franchise, you take it without hesitation. Decisions to make this offseason that'll determine whether we're contenders or pretenders in 2026. Chad Reuter from NFL.com just dropped his updated team needs for next year. And let me tell you, Washington's got work to do. We're talking multi-million-dollar decisions that affect the future of key players. Deebo Samuel, the vet we brought in with so much hype, is hitting free agency. And here's the kicker. If he and the team don't reach a deal, we're eating over $12 million in dead cap from the void years on his contract. Or extend Terry McLaurin. Or build depth across the board. But if Deebo walks, that money just vanishes from the cap. So what do? Is he willing to restructure? If not, we need to use that third-round pick we mentioned earlier to draft a young WR like Jacoby Lane out of USC. Lane's 6'4", 200 pounds. A physical mismatch for any corner. But WR isn't the only concern. Let's talk cornerback because this is where things get real. Marshon Lattimore. For a guy who's battled injuries and hasn't been all-pro since 2017. And here's the kicker linebacker, a spot we've traditionally been strong at, suddenly looks shaky. Bobby Wagner's likely retiring. He's 34, 13 seasons in, and his body's taking a beating. Behind him, We've got Jordan McGee, Ao Cajo, and Kane Medrano. Young guys, but no real starting experience. I think Peters needs to be aggressive in free agency at linebacker. We can't rely solely on the draft to fill that hole. We need a proven vet who can be the QB of our defense, make pre-snap calls, and lead like Wagner did. Now let's talk safety. Reuter listed as a need, even though we've got Will Harris, Quan Martin, Jeremy Reeves, Percy Butler, and Tyler Owens all under contract for 2026. That was 5 years ago. None in the second or fourth rounds. That means every pick has to count. Do you spend your first rounder on Bailey, or a top-tier corner, or trade back and fill multiple holes? These are the decisions that separate good G-Miz from great ones. And then there's the cap. We've got space, but it's not unlimited. Every dollar spent on one guy is a dollar you can't spend elsewhere. Do you prioritize O-line to protect Jaden, or defense to give Quinn what he needs? Don't panic and overpay. Look at the Cowboys. They've been kicking the can down the road for years. Now they're stuck. Massive contracts. No flexibility. We can't be that. The Eagles. They've done it right. Jaden Daniels is on a rookie deal. That gives us a 4-year window with a high-level QB on a budget. This is the time to go big. THIS is when you surround your QB with talent. The Seahawks did it with Russ. The Eagles with Hurts. The Ravens with Lamar. They all capitalized on that window. You think Peters doesn't get that? The guy was in the Niners front office. He saw how to build around a young QB. He knows the playbook. Now I'm asking you, what position should Peters prioritize this offseason? Edge? Corner? Linebacker? Or should we load up on weapons for Jaden? News 3, Noah Brown to injured reserve, the move that tells the whole story. And just when you thought we were done, let's talk about a move that flew under the radar but says a lot about this season. The Commanders placed wide receiver Noah Brown on injured reserve Tuesday, officially ending his season. Brown, who turns 30 next month, suffered a rib injury in Sunday's win over the Giants. At first glance, this doesn't seem like a big deal, right? Brown's not a star. 4 games played out of 16. And here's the real issue: when he was healthy, he didn't move the needle. 5 catches in 4 games. That's 1.25 per game. For a vet who's supposed to be reliable, that's just not good enough. I'm telling you, Brown represents everything that went wrong with our WR room this year. We brought in vets for stability, leadership. Instead, we got injuries, inconsistency, and underperformance. That's 1.7 catches per game, 22.8 yards per game, and a touchdown every 15 games. That's depth receiver production, not starter numbers. And here's the kicker. Brown started 4 games this year, FOUR. That means at some point, to be fair, Brown's been a pro. He's done his job. 10 catches, 192 yards, 1 touchdown in 11 games this year. See the pattern? Swapping one aging vet for another. No youth development. No prospects getting chances. Just patchwork. I think this is exactly why we need to use that 3rd-round pick on a WR. Get guys who can grow with Jaden. Build for the next 5 to 7 years. Look at the league's best WR rooms. Dolphins, Tyreek, and Waddle. We've got Terry McLaurin awesome, but he's 29. After him, Jalen Lane's flashed. Luke McCaffrey's intriguing, but no clear WR2. And here's the harsh truth. Debo probably won't be back. Traylon Burks is a free agent. Noah Brown clearly isn't the answer. To give Jaden the weapons he needs, that's a hard nitrogen monoxide. But here's the good news. Adam Peters gets it. He came from the Niners, a team that always prioritized giving their QB weapons. He saw Shanahan build one of the league's best offenses by surrounding his QB with playmakers. Peters knows you can't ask a young QB to carry the whole offense. This 4-10 season, as painful as it's been, puts us in position to do just that. High draft picks. A chance to rebuild the WR room. Picture this. September 2026. Season opener. Jaden under center. Terry on the left. Jacoby Lane on the right. Jalen Lane in the slot. That's a WR group that can compete with anyone. But to get there, failure. The right way? Through the draft. Bengals did it with Chase and Higgins. Vikings with Jefferson. Eagles with Smith. And, well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Point is, we've got to be smart, strategic, use our draft capital wisely, build for the long haul. It's about realizing our WR strategy failed. It's about committing to a new philosophy. It's about building the right way. Now I'm asking you, should the Commanders use multiple draft picks on WRS? Or go big in free agency? Do you build through the draft or buy proven talent? Because that decision will shape the future of this offense. Commanders, we just broke down 3 stories that will shape the future of this franchise. Do you agree Bailey should be the pick? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear from the Commanders Nation. And don't forget to check the pin playlist in the first comment to avoid mistakes and enjoy the ride.